Hey guys, it's Mandy.
And John.
And today we have a very interesting video that's something a little bit different. We went to a few stores. We went to a store called Five Below for the first time today. I know a lot of people probably know what Five Below is, but we had never been. And they have these great deals. They are comic books, and you get
Four comics.
Four comics
Yep.
for, was they $4 or $5?
I think it was $5 for 4 comics.
$4 or $5.
And it's somewhat blind baggish. You know 2 of them that you're getting, and then 2 are hidden ones that you don't know you're going to get. So I picked this one because, I mean, this series, Countdown, was actually really good, and I enjoyed it, and I don't actually have that issue, so awesome. And it has Darkseid on the cover, and I like that. And then the back actually has the Invincible Iron Man #1 from one of Marvel's relaunches. I really think that one's going to be good. I actually haven't read any of these, so because like I said, we're kind of more DC oriented, but that doesn't mean I don't like to go visit Marvel every so often. So, and I'm eager to see what else is inside of here. There's 2 more that are sort of a mystery. So, and then also we went to Walmart and we found some more of the Batman v Superman toys. I'm super excited for this movie. The figures are really cool. These are just the basic ones. They also have the DC Multiverse ones that are more collector-oriented. But these are really cool, too. And they're $10, which isn't really that bad of a deal. They're roughly 6 inches tall, so in a time when most figures are only, maybe 3 inches, 4 inches tall, it's a pretty good value, and they're pretty detailed. This one, obviously, his suit looks a little different, which is really what I like about it. He looks kind of like he's inspired by the DC Comics New 52 version of Superboy. But he's really cool. The thing that turned me on about it is he's called Heat Vision Superman. He comes with this little clip-on heat vision, so it looks like the beams will come out of his eyes. We'll open him up, take a look at him in a minute.
Alright, let's put this back in here.
You can see on the back what I was talking about with the heat vision there. A few other figures. Now these are all newer ones. We've got quite a few of the others. We got Wonder Woman, Batman, and 2 different Supermans already. But this is another wave that started. They didn't have any of these 3 there, but these 3 excite me. This one was actually featured in one of the trailers. Batman with the trench coat in the desert. So that one will actually be in the movie. And then these 2. I'm gonna bet aren't gonna be in the movie, but
we were looking everywhere.
This one looks really cool, and anybody who's in the comic books might remember there was a Batman Superman story a few years ago called The Search for Kryptonite, and Superman wore an anti-kryptonite suit in it, and it looks very close to this. This looks kind of like a movied up version of that suit, and then a cool like glider suit Batman, but. These 2, and especially this one, I was really looking for to go with this one, because this one I was definitely set on getting to, because I mean the black and red suit's really awesome.
What are we gonna open first?
And I guess we'll open the Superman, and then we'll move on to
the. Move these out of the way since they're creating a glare.
So let's give them a open up here.
Oh, he's got a nice little cape.
Yeah. And Superman is definitely my favorite superhero, and Batman is my co-favorite superhero, so this movie will be awesome for me no matter what. He's pretty awesome looking. I mean, he's pretty detailed. You can see his suit's very detailed. For a $10 figure, he's not bad. There are a few things with these figures, like you'll see, like sometimes there's a little bit of maybe like a paint issue here and there, but nothing that I can't really overlook for the value of the figure. His eyes on this one are actually glowing red, like he's gonna use his heat vision, which as you saw in the trailer, if you've seen the trailer for Batman v Superman, there is a scene where he's coming down to, I assume, attack Batman, and his eyes are lit up.
I like how his armor looks textured.
Yeah, he has like a textured sort of look to him, and all of them actually have that. Like I said, these aren't quite as detailed as the multiverse ones, but those are $20, so these are a little bit more of a value. And like I said, it's the black and red suit. If you're a Superman fan, I mean, It looks really cool to me. I mean, you know, I wish something like this would show up in the movie. I mean, I doubt it will, but it's a cool figure to have if you're a fan of Superman. The capes on these, they're not fabric or the hard rubber. They're more of a...
Is that like vinyl?
It's like a vinyl, like a thin vinyl.
No, I want to touch it.
Plastic. It's... they serve the purpose really well. It seems very durable. I mean, sometimes you'll get a crinkle or two. They tend to just kind of come out over time. They're not bad. I mean, but his detail actually goes even underneath the cape. I mean, he's very nicely detailed underneath.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he'll look great on any Superman shelf. And like I said, he's heavily inspired by the New 52 Superboy. So, and then there's his heat vision. Let's see if I can get this to work.
I guess it just pops on right on the head. Ooh.
Yeah, let's see.
Sort of.
Yep, there we go. And it just kind of slides like just over his ears, sort of, and then it's heat vision, like it's coming out of his eyes, and then it's kind of cool because the detailing of the lasers kind of goes all the way around his head, sort of. So pretty cool. And I mean, if you guys remember in Man of Steel when him and Zod used the heat vision, it kind of made their whole face sort of glow because I mean. After all, the heat vision is one of the more powerful abilities in comic books. It's as hot as the sun itself. So pretty cool. It definitely looks awesome. I mean, and it's not really easy to find a Superman figure that has like a heat vision feature to it without just doing like the old fashioned, you know, glowing eyes or something with a button push or something. This is kind of cool. It has like more of an effect to it.
He'll look good on our Batman v Superman shelf.
Yep. Is where he's going,
because we already have a whole shelf of the figures from it. So,
but he's very cool, and I'm like I said, for $10, it's a great deal. So
time for I think this is such a cool like blind bag type of thing to do with comic books.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and you know you're getting so I mean, and you know the cool thing is you know you're getting two that you want or you know maybe that you don't have or whatever.
And a lot of these comics like are priced out at like you know between $3 and $4 each. So.
We'll carefully cut this open and make sure we don't cut any pages. But
and then you won't be so blinded by the glare.
So let's see. All right, so
I'll take that.
So here we. Oh, cool. So we have.
Here I can. Okay. You want to just prop it up against that?
So we have number 12 in the countdown to Final Crisis, which is pretty cool. I mean, the Darkseid is a great character. This was a pretty good series. I read a few of these as it was coming out. I didn't follow it. I believe it was weekly when it started out, and it led up to the Final Crisis miniseries, which was great. A great Darkseid story if you're into him.
And you can see this comic was originally $3.
Yeah. So and it was in a pack of comics for you know. For about $5, so
you can see our cool behind the scenes. We stack books to balance our camera on.
Invincible Iron Man #1 from Marvel. Iron Man is definitely one of my favorite Marvel guys. So this was pretty cool to get. I had missed out on this when it came out, so it's got a cool. The cover is really cool.
I was gonna say,
it actually opens
like
up
really
and it's yeah, it's actually more of like a cardboard cover, and you've got Stark Tower there and all. It's pretty cool. So, and we're really into the Marvel movies more so than the comics, but I like to give the comics a try every so often. And Bendis, he's a great writer, so this is definitely something I'll be probably giving a read pretty soon here. Pretty nice. Got some Avengers advertisement that looks pretty cool. Pretty cool artwork. I mean, everything looks pretty awesome. So nice. I'm happy with that one. That one's really cool. Then these were the two mystery ones. This one's cool.
Oh, they're both cool.
It's I don't know if you guys remember DC Universe Online, but that was actually a really cool game. Me and a buddy of mine played that a lot, and this was like a tie-in to it. It had it had loose tie-ins to what the game was, but this heavily featured obviously the whole slew of DC characters, and you've got Green Lantern charging up his ring here, pretty cool. These I actually have read a few of these too, and this was pretty good. This is the Brainiac Sinestro Corps War Part 2, so that actually sounds like it's something pretty cool, and it's the artwork's awesome in this, and I'm having a feeling after I read this I'll probably be wanting some sort of collected edition of it. So that's pretty cool. Looks like this is heavily Green Lantern based, so. And Green Lantern's an awesome character. I love the Jeff Johns run of it. This is Tom Taylor. He actually does the Injustice series, which I've read the first arc of, and which was awesome, and it's something I definitely have to get around to reading more of. But this is a cool one to get. I have a few of these, and it was just a matter of, at the time, I had so much stuff on my comic book pull list that this was something I couldn't really fit in. But I'm happy to get this, to kind of revisit this a little bit. Pretty cool. And then finally, this one I'm actually really excited for, because this is a character that he's kind of a little offbeat, and some of you guys might not even know who he is, because you kind of really have to be into old school comics to. But this is actually Doc Savage. I'm a big fan of Doc Savage, mainly because my dad is a fan of Doc Savage, told me about him when I was a kid, and I got some of the older, like, 80s comics. This is newer. 2011 is the cover date.
I like the realistic-looking artwork.
Yeah, this is really cool. He's like a pulp character. He predates even Superman and Batman. He was from, like, the early 30s. He's pretty much like a kind of almost served as like the inspiration to characters like Indiana Jones and Buckaroo Banzai, if you guys know them. He's a really cool character that kind of gets forgotten, and I do remember the miniseries called First Wave that was a graphic novel that I read, and that was really good. That featured Doc Savage on like a team of heroes that I believe featured the Spirit and Batman on the same theme as him, and a few other older characters. But this is really cool. The artwork looks awesome. I'm sure the story's great.
Midtown Comics, we love ordering from them.
Yeah. This is really cool. Something that must have slipped through when it came out that I didn't realize maybe my local shop didn't get all of them in or something. But that's a really cool one to get. I'm actually really happy with that. I haven't read any Doc Savage in quite a while. I read a lot of the 80s run of it, the 80s into the early 90s, and I really like that a lot. And then I have a graphic novel of the 70s stories, so that's really cool one to get. I'm actually happy with all four of these. Like I said, this DC Universe one with heavy on the Green Lantern, that's really cool. And Iron Man, like I said, most people know me as like the DC guy, but I like Marvel just as much really when it comes to the comics. I like the movies a little bit more than the comic books. I haven't read too much of this newer Marvel stuff though. I really like the older like 90s Marvel. But I do like Bendis though. I've read a lot of his stuff. That's probably the only newer Marvel stuff that I've read. And then don't forget about these awesome Batman v Superman figures. I mean, those are a great value for $10. I mean, if you know, and anybody out there that might collect any kind of Superman or even just superhero stuff knows that Superman kind of, I mean, come on, he's the world's first real superhero, and he kind of gets the shaft every so often when it comes to action figures. More people are in favor of characters like Batman or the Flash or Green Lantern, but always cool to find a new Superman thing. And like I said, these are actually really nice for the money. Their articulation, yeah, it's a little bit lacking. They're kind of like that's probably why I like them. They remind me of an old like 90s style toy. Kind of reminds me of my childhood when I look at these. So,
all right, guys. Well, Let us know below in a comment if you collect comic books, if you read comic books, if you like comic books, what your favorite comic book or comic book character is, and give us a big thumbs up if you are looking forward to the new movie that's coming out.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice.
Yep. And please hit the big red subscribe button and join our little family and help our videos grow.